I stepped into a chilling scene as an officer. The sight before me was utterly astonishing. Before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for more captivating and surprising tales. As dawn broke, a gentle and misleading light enveloped the city, and I parked my cruiser along the edge of a tranquil suburban road. The call arrived labeled as a domestic disturbance, yet the specifics were vague and unclear. The dispatcher's voice carried a sense of urgency that twisted in my stomach. As a policewoman, I've encountered the darkest sides of humanity, yet nothing could have steeled me for the scene that awaited me. I walked up to the house, its exterior blending in with the others on the street, but within those walls a shadowy tale was brewing. The front door stood slightly open, beckoning one to step into the whirlwind within. As I crossed the threshold, my hand lingered on my holster, the atmosphere heavy with unease, and the distant, haunting echoes of whimpering filling the space. The living room stood silent, yet the echoes intensified, filled with urgency. As I wandered through the home, my heart raced within me, fueled not only by the rush of adrenaline, but also by an unsettling feeling that loomed larger with each passing moment. The sounds beckoned me to ascend the stairs, guiding me to a room with a door that stood ajar. I nudged it softly, the sight within halting me in my steps. There she stood, the woman, her expression a blend of acceptance and an elusive emotion that danced just beyond my grasp. Beside her on the bed lay their family dog, a picture of confusion and disarray, while her husband stood there, his gaze not on her, but fixated on the scene, his face contorted in a mix of satisfaction and something darker. I stood there, my badge and gun, suddenly feeling like feeble instrument in the face of the terror unfolding before me. The room lay in quietude, broken only by the gentle, rhythmic sounds that wove a tapestry of unsettling familiarity throughout the space. What could compel a person to take such a step? What series of events had brought this woman to this moment of despair? These questions danced in my thoughts, intertwining with the surprise and the obligation to respond. As I moved ahead, my existence remaining unrecognized, I sensed that this was merely the start of a narrative much deeper and more unsettling than an ordinary visit. I cleared my throat, the sound cutting through the heavy, suffocating atmosphere of the bedroom. The husband turned sharply to face me, his eyes filled with surprise, before shifting to a look of determination. The woman, however, appeared to hardly acknowledge my existence, her eyes wandering, trapped in a realm of her own thoughts. Once upon a time, there was a call for help that echoed through the streets. Police. I declared, my voice steady, yet revealing a trace of the dread that gripped me. Back away from her immediately. The husband paused, tension tightening his jaw, yet he acquiesced, retreating with a measured, purposeful step. The dog, feeling the shift in the air, let out a soft whimper and hurried off the bed, its tail tucked low. I walked up to the woman, instincts taking over even as my thoughts spun wildly. "Excuse me, are you feeling all right?" I inquired, even though the response was glaringly clear. She paused, her gaze finally locking onto mine, a whirlwind of emotions swirling within her, shame, fear, and a glimmer of relief dancing in her eyes. Her voice floated softly through the air when she finally began to share her thoughts. This wasn't my desire." The husband's voice pierced the air, filled with a tense edge. "She's not being truthful. She yearned for it. It was her vision that sparked it all." I faced him, my demeanor shifting to one of resolve. "We'll unravel this tale at the station. Join me on this journey." As I secured the cuffs around his wrists, a whirlwind of thoughts swirled in my mind, reflecting on the profound events I had just observed. This was more than a simple domestic issue. It unfolded like a chilling tale, revealing unsettling truths lurking beneath the facade of an ordinary suburban existence. The woman enveloped herself in a robe, her actions lacking warmth and fluidity. "I need to get dressed," she said, her voice more assured now, as if the understanding that this challenging chapter was nearing its end had given her strength. I acknowledged her need for space, all the while watching over her husband. The radio buzzed to life, and I relayed my message to dispatch, my tone sharp and formal, while my mind wandered in a different direction entirely. As we got ready to depart, my gaze fell upon the photographs adorning the walls, family portraits, beaming smiles, so different from the moment I had just walked into. What tales of misfortune had unfolded within these walls? The responses didn't come right away, but the beginnings of a much grander, more complex narrative were already taking root in my imagination. The journey had only just begun. I was certain there would be conversations, explorations, and perhaps, if fate allowed, a hint of restoration. Yet in this moment, my only role was to guide them away the heaviness of their hidden truths and my responsibilities weighing on me as we emerged into the misleading brightness of the dawn. As we stepped out of the house, the morning air hit my face with a chill, a vivid reminder of the world I had just entered. The husband, now restrained and compliant, moved forward, his posture tense with resistance. The woman trailed behind her steps, uncertain, her gaze sweeping over the neighborhood as if she were witnessing it anew, tinged with a sense of treachery and apprehension. At the station, the air was thick with an unusual kind of anticipation. The precinct was alive with activity, yet a subtle wave of intrigue and unease rippled through my colleagues as they began to hear whispers about the case. I guided the husband into the interrogation room, his silence now echoing as powerfully as his earlier outcries. In a quiet corner of the building, a woman named Sarah was led away to share her account in a private room. Her tale unraveled in pieces, each segment more unsettling than the one before. She recounted tales of coercion, of psychological manipulation, and of a marriage that had transformed into a prison. In a chilling tale, her husband Mark had gradually distanced her from those she loved, his grip tightening from mere emotional manipulation to physical dominance, leading to the harrowing moment I had observed. I believed that by giving in he would cease, Sarah murmured, her voice trembling, but it only escalated. He claimed it was his way of testing loyalty. Her words described a man who twisted affection into control, even using their pet in unsettling ways. In the intricate tapestry of their connection, the threads were woven not merely with betrayal, but with the dynamics of dominance, the struggle for influence, and the erosion of one's essence. In the dim light of the interrogation room, a transformation took place within Mark. The surprise had faded away. Now there was a chilling precision in his gaze. He held firmly to his truth, asserting that it was a shared journey, a mutual discovery of limits. His tale was polished, practiced, and lacking any sense of regret. "I'm the victim here," he insisted, his voice silky, yet his eyes revealed a glimmer of something more sinister. "She's weaving a tale of destruction because I chose to walk away from her." The tale unfolded further. We explored their digital trails and financial histories, engaging with neighbors along the way. We began to weave together a narrative that revealed Mark not merely as a domineering spouse, but as a figure with a complex past marked by manipulation and potential abuse in previous relationships. As we discovered unauthorized recording equipment placed in a private space, placed there by Mark, the atmosphere thickened with unease. It wasn't just the one incident that was recorded. There were multiple moments, each one more emotionally distressing than the last. This wasn't just about confirming Sarah's story. It was about uncovering a repeated pattern of emotional and behavioral control. As the narrative unfolded, the personal stakes for me grew ever higher. As I immersed myself in Sarah's journey, her struggles echoed a chapter from my own life that remained unfinished. A moment when justice eluded me, casting a shadow of haunting disappointment over my heart. This time, I was resolute in ensuring that it wouldn't occur once more. The response from the community varied widely. A few neighbors were taken aback. Whispers floated among them, tales of the signs that had slipped through their fingers or been brushed aside. The situation turned into a captivating tale for the community as news vans lined the streets, each journalist hungry to uncover the latest twist in the unfolding drama. In the midst of it all, I found myself weaving through the intricate legal maze, feeling the weight of Sarah's emotional struggles while my own past traumas began to resurface. The weight of the situation was heavy, not only to crack the mystery, but also to safeguard Sarah's well-being and peace of mind. We set up a safe haven for her, far from curious gazes and any possible dangers posed by Mark's followers or his own vengeance. The inquiry transcended mere proof of Mark's culpability. It delved into the profound shadows of humanity, exploring the extremes individuals might reach to wield power and the unwavering spirit of those who endure such oppression. With each advancement in the case, fresh obstacles emerged, ranging from legal complexities to the psychological battles fought by Mark's defense. As I assembled the fragments, it became clear that this was about much more than mere betrayal and gripping struggle. Sarah fought for her liberation, her peace of mind, and the opportunity to take back her existence from the haunting memories that lingered. The station buzzed with life, yet an invisible heaviness lingered, casting a shadow over the unfolding drama. I lingered by the door of the interrogation room, my thoughts swirling with the weight of our discoveries. Sarah's narrative, now bolstered by the haunting proof from Mark's concealed camera, revealed a scene of systematic mistreatment that surpassed anything I had first observed. I stepped into the room where Sarah lingered, her gaze empty, but within it flickered a spark of rebellion, a hint of optimism that perhaps justice would prevail. "Sarah," I began, my voice gentle, "we've discovered the videos. We will ensure that Mark experiences the repercussions of his actions." She nodded, her lips quivering with unspoken tales. Gratitude flowed from her lips, a soft murmur that danced in the air, almost lost to the world around her. Fear gripped me, wondering if he would ever cease. As I inhaled deeply, I sensed the heavy burden of duty resting on my shoulders. "We're going to need you to find your inner strength, Sarah. The journey ahead may be challenging, but know that we stand by you, ready to lend our support at every turn." At that moment, my phone vibrated. A message arrived from the DA's office. They were eager to gather without delay. I stepped away, leaving Sarah in the care of a counselor, and headed toward the DA's office, each footfall weighted by the seriousness of what lay ahead. The DA, a weathered woman whose gaze held the weight of countless tales, acknowledged me with a subtle nod. "Officer, this situation, it's a tale unlike any we've encountered. It's essential that each fragment of evidence is flawless and indisputable. Mark's defense is weaving a tale of agreement and shared discovery." Attention gripped my jaw. Consent was absent. Those videos, the psychological manipulation, the isolation, they weave a narrative that captivates and intrigues. With a soft sigh, her eyes wandered off, lost in thought. Will understand. Yet the way people see things and the attention from the media will certainly influence the outcome. It's time to get Sarah ready for the journey ahead. And you, officer, you play a crucial role in this unfolding narrative. You've stepped into an important role in this narrative. Your account could influence the jury's decision. Moment of understanding struck me deeply. This was more than merely the proof at hand. It was about weaving a narrative, about crafting the tale in a manner that would connect with the jury's memories of a haunting case from my past flooded my mind, and I realized I had to break the cycle and ensure that history would not echo itself. Upon returning to the station, I discovered Mark in his cell, his demeanor transformed into one of measured tranquility. As I drew near, he glanced up, a playful smirk dancing across his lips. You believe you have me all figured out, don't you? But keep in mind, each person carries their own tales, officer. His words sent a chill coursing through me. It was clear he aimed to rattle me, searching for any weakness in our case text. Your secrets have been unveiled, Mark, I said, my tone unwavering, even as turmoil brewed within. And they belong to more than just you now. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation. As I made my way back to my desk, the burden of the case heavy on my shoulders, I delved into the files, the videos, and every fragment of evidence we possessed. My thoughts swirled as I contemplated how to convey this chilling tale in a manner that would guarantee justice for Sarah. As the day unfolded, the station hummed with tales of the latest happenings. The media was unyielding, and I could observe the tension etched on Sarah's face each time she confronted another camera. I set the stage for her to find a quiet space, far from the noise, to reflect and collect her thoughts. Sarah, I said, settling beside her in a moment of quiet connection. We will navigate this together, but I want you to understand that you have my support every step of the way. We stand by your side, ready to share in your journey. Her gaze met mine, a blend of appreciation and trepidation swirling within her eyes. Fear gripped her heart, she confessed. What if he slips through the cracks? What if my words fall on deaf ears? I grasped her hand, sensing the icy tremor of fear within her hold. They will trust you, Sarah. For the reality, the genuine reality, is impossible to ignore. Rest assured, we will ensure that happens. The air was thick with anticipation, not only in the courtroom, where the quest for justice loomed large, but deep within my own being. This case was a journey beyond mere obligation. It was a deeply personal journey to confront the shadows I had encountered far too frequently. As I got ready for the trial, I felt the weight of the moment, when all the threads of the narrative would come together: the accounts, the narratives, and the struggle for Sarah's liberation. The moment of truth was drawing near, bringing with it the chance for salvation or deeper sorrow. Courtroom felt alive, charged with a palpable energy, as if the very walls were eager to witness the unfolding drama, every gaze a silent witness to the unfolding tale. Sarah sat beside me, her hands intertwined in her lap, her complexion wan yet determined. Today marked a pivotal moment, a time when the truth would emerge, and Mark would confront the repercussions of his choices. As the judge stepped in, an air of silence enveloped the room. The jury, a panel of 12, observed with a mix of intrigue and unease etched on their faces. The air was thick with anticipation, a silent weight of curiosity about the revelations that awaited them, the sights they would encounter, and the choices that lay ahead. Mark's defense attorney started to weave a narrative illustrating a tale of a man misjudged, caught in the crossfire of a vengeful wife's wrath. His words flowed effortlessly, crafted to plant seeds of uncertainty, to reshape the tale into something digestible, something that could easily be brushed off as a domestic disagreement that escalated beyond control. And so the moment arrived for us. Sarah was summoned to the stand by the D. As she approached, the sound of her footsteps resonated through the stillness of the room. When she spoke, her voice carried a steady rhythm reflecting the strength she had discovered within herself. "I was trapped," she said, her gaze unwavering as it pierced through the jury. "He kept me apart, dictating every detail of my existence. What you witnessed, what was captured, that was not agreement, that was endurance." The videos unfolded, each frame revealing the chilling saga of her suffering. In the stillness of the room, the only sound was the gentle hum of the projector, weaving a tapestry of images waiting to unfold. The visuals were striking, impossible to ignore, and as they unfolded, I observed the jury's expressions shift, their early doubts transforming into disgust. At that moment, the spotlight shifted to me. I stepped forward, sharing the vivid memory of my entrance into that bedroom, a scene etched in my mind for all time. Though my voice carried strength within me, raged a tumultuous storm haunted by the shadows of previous missteps. "Officer, can you share what unfolded as you stepped into the room?" the district attorney inquired. I painted a vivid picture of the moment, capturing the dog, Sarah's look, and Mark's unsettling sense of pleasure. It was evident, I remarked, that this was not a shared experience. It was a tale of coercion, manipulation, and abuse. Mark's attorney sought to undermine my credibility, searching for any weakness in my defenses. "Isn't it the case, officer, that your past experiences in certain situations might influence your perspective?" I gazed directly into his eyes. "My participation arises from a dedication to fairness rather than any personal grudges. What I witnessed was unmistakable mistreatment, and my obligation lies with the reality of the situation." The cross-examination unfolded with a gripping intensity. Yet I stood my ground, unwavering in my determination. The proof was undeniable, the accounts deeply moving as the defense rested. The atmosphere shifted, a palpable tension hanging in the air as the reality of the moment unfolded. The jury withdrew to ponder their decision, and we remained in anticipation. As time unfolded, Sarah's hand slipped into mine, a gentle grip that carried both trepidation and a flicker of optimism. As the jury made their way back, the atmosphere in the room crackled with anticipation. The foreman stood there, his expression a mystery. In our deliberations, we, the jury, have reached a unanimous decision regarding the case of the defendant, Mark. We find him guilty on all counts, including serious misconduct, manipulation, and emotional harm. The verdict crashed over us, a surge of relief washing through me and Sarah. Mark's expression twisted the facade of tranquility, giving way to fury. He was taken into custody, facing the full consequences of his actions. Outside the courtroom, Sarah faced me, her cheeks glistening with tears. "Thank you," she murmured, her voice trembling with emotion. "You restored my existence." I nodded, experiencing a sense of liberation, as if the weight of my past was finally being lifted away. Our journey unfolded side by side. Sarah, your courage was truly remarkable. As we stepped out of the courthouse, the chaos of the media swirled around us like a whirlwind. In that moment, it was simply Sarah and I, two spirits who had navigated through the shadows and found our way into the brightness. The case may have reached its conclusion, yet for Sarah a new chapter was unfolding, one filled with the promise of healing and the quest to rediscover her true self and restore her sense of worth. In that moment, I felt a sense of redemption wash over me, a pivotal step in turning the page on my past. I realized that this time, justice wasn't merely handed to me. It was something I had battled for with every ounce of strength I had. The peak had been reached, yet the reverberations of this struggle would linger, serving as a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of the most profound darkness within humanity. The days after the trial unfolded like a vivid tapestry woven with threads of media frenzy, public sentiment, and the intimate reflections of a hard-fought victory. With the shadow of Mark's control finally lifted, Sarah embarked on the gradual journey of piecing her life back together. The verdict was a public acknowledgement of her reality, yet the path to mend the wounds from her experience was only starting. I observed from afar as she maneuvered through the whirlwind of focus, her movements cautious, yet becoming more assured with every day that went by. The community, which had previously been a mere setting for her quiet struggles, now came together, providing encouragement in gestures both grand and subtle. For me, the case represented something deeper. It was a journey towards personal redemption, the shadows of my past Mistakes lingered, yet with Mark confined, a sense of tranquility washed over me, something I hadn't experienced in a long time. Yet the triumph carried a touch of melancholy. The shadows I encountered in that bedroom will forever linger in my mind. Yet they may also act as a beacon, illuminating the reasons behind my choices, the significance of the badge I wear. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the city lights flickered to life, I settled into a cozy corner of a quaint cafe, the very spot where Sarah and I had planned to reunite. It transcended the case. It became a journey of two souls intertwined by a deep, tumultuous experience, discovering comfort in the echoes of what they had endured. As Sarah stepped in, her expression had transformed, the shadows of worry fading away. We sat together, and for a moment, the air was filled with a serene stillness, a cozy pause where no words were needed. With a heartfelt expression, she conveyed her appreciation, her eyes shining with sincerity. If you found this tale captivating, be sure to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. This will assist us in crafting more captivating narratives for you.